Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Parminder here. Welcome to SAP S4HANA Simple Logistics training sessions. So welcome to our next episode, guys. I hope you all are able to hear me clearly and you can also see my screen. Arsh, can you please quickly confirm?
Yeah, hi Parminder. I can see your screen and I can also hear you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, guys, I will quickly cover what we have done our last session and then we will proceed ahead from there. So basically, in our last session, we have gone through the changes in the material master. We have jumped into the simplification. We have completed our finance steps, finance configuration we have completed. We have also done a sanity check and then we proceeded ahead to check what kind of material master changes are there in SAP S4 HANA. So at high level, we said that the number length has been changed, batch management has been changed, then advanced planning uh, related changes and the production version related changes, some changes in MRP4 view. We have not discussed in detail, but I have highlighted it here. We will be discussing in the upcoming chapters. So the first thing we discussed that why we need to extend material length, why it is required to go with the bigger material lengths. So we said that there's a two concept, intelligent numbering concept and stupid number concept. Because of that, in the system wants organizations wants intelligent number. That is one of the reason why number length has been they are demanding for the high number length, bigger number length. Other thing is that to support the periphery system, which where the interface need to be developed, and the periphery system supports the third party system supports more than 18 character, and to link with them, you need to also increase your number length. So that is another requirement. Then we try to understand that how the material length extension would be happening. FLETS is a new transaction code, new customization which has been provided, and OMSL is another customization. We have gone through both of the customization and we have seen how to do it to extend our length to 40 characters. Then we also discussed that it is not that easy that you can simply go ahead and extend it to 40 characters. There are some implications which has also mentioned in SAP note. We should be aware about those implications. Okay, so we highlighted here what kind of implications can be there. Then we discussed that in conversion, what is going to happen? In conversion, your material will not change. It will go as it is. The new material after conversion, if you will be creating, that would be created with the more than 18 characters. So we have also seen one of the constraint where basically you would not be able to create your numeric numbers more than 18. It is also available for only, it is only available for alphanumeric numbers. Then we discuss about the changes in the batch management, where a new field has been given, plant level batch management, which will help you to make sure that when you are having a batch management at material level, you would be able to control with that field if a batch management need to be deactivated for a particular material and plant combination. Although for the same material, material level batch is activated at the other plants, for a particular plant, you can switch it off. So that also we have seen, we have made the changes in the system. We have also seen an additional configuration which has been given to by default tick of this field. So that configuration also we have gone through. So this is what we have covered in our last session. Then we have also gone and created our material by using GUI, and we have created our material by using Fiori application. So that is what we have covered till yesterday. I will take a quick pause to check if you guys have any question till now. You can ask it before we proceed ahead. Okay, guys, if you don't have any question, let's proceed ahead. There is one more application available related to material master. I will quickly show you that application, where basically you would be able to go and export the data for your material master. So in ECC, what we were doing, we were exporting a data by using SC16. We were exporting a data, or there was a limitation available that table by table you can export the data. In Fiori, they have given few applications where basically the data export can happen. You can export a data for your materials for full material object. Okay, it is not like that you need to go ahead and get the data for each table differently. For a full material object, you would be able to export the data. So what is that application? That application name is export material master, export master data. So we will be searching for this application from here. To make my search simpler, I would be selecting here only applications, so that I would be having a quicker results in the search. So we'll be selecting here apps, and then here I will type export 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 master data products. You can see here, this is the application export master data products, which you can use it to export your data. The two option has been given here: select specific fields and select all fields. If you want to select all of your tables for your material, all of the tables, whatever the table has data, you want to download each and everything, you can go and do select this. If you want to only download the specific fields, then you can go here and you can select what kind of specific fields you actually want to download. So you can select your fields here. So it would show you all kind of tables which system update, your Mara table, Mark table. So this is the Mara table. So in the Mara table, let's say we require field. So we'll be selecting some fields which we know we have maintained. The gross weight we have maintained, so I'm selecting this one. Then what else we have maintained? So okay, let's proceed ahead. You can also do a search if you want. Industry sector I'm selecting. Base unit of measure I'm selecting. Material type I'm selecting. So enough from Mara table. Let's go ahead to the next table. Now this is a mark table. So let's select some fields from the mark table. Let's select MRP type, MRP controller. The same way you can select from all of the material related tables. Okay, I have selected few things. Let me also select this plant delivery time, or you can also select all of the fields. Then we click on the OK. Then you need to select which materials need to be included or which materials need to be excluded. So here also there is a multiple commands are there, contains, equal to, so multiple kind of different commands are there. And you can also select your material based on the different fields. Okay, based on the sales organization, based on your plant, you can select different fields to select your material which need to be downloaded. So I'm saying here starts with, so our was SG, right? Our plant was starting, our materials which we have created was starting from SG. So I'm saying that include all materials which start from SG and office xml.xlsx file I want it. So I will click on export. Okay, after this I need to press enter so that it include and then export. So it's saying that 79 products with the 7 fields would be downloaded. You can click on export.
So Parminder, if I want particular plant to be selected here, is there an option?
You can select from the include or exclude. You can select an include material number. You can add more fields here. Then you can select here plant or something else, whichever you think you want. So here the fields has been downloaded. For each table entry, you would be getting a specific tab. So this is the Mara tab. Then you would be seeing here MARC tab. So in MARC tab, all of your data related to your plant level data would be there. I'm not able to click it. Some issue with my Excel might be. So you can see here below the tab, MARC tab, that tab would be having all of your data related to MARC. If you go ahead here and if you select this, select all fields from all tables, okay, and you click on export, it would be downloading all 353 fields for 79 products. So then you would be having a multiple tabs for each of the table set, each of the data set, you would be having a separate tab available.
The Excel download, is there any limitation on number of entries? Like in ECC, we had that 40,000, 50,000, like fields, columns.
40,000 columns or rows?
No, rows, sorry. In ECC, we used to have that limitation. You should.
That is not the limitation of the XCC, it is also limitation of the Excel sheet also.
No, Excel doesn't have a limitation of 40.
Yeah, it goes to 1 lakh row something.
Yeah. So we have checked more than 50,000 records that worked. Okay, if there is any limit they have put it up, I'm not aware of.
Okay.
This file is ready. Let's try to download this one. This might be a little bit bigger file, so it's taking time to load. So here you can see that all multiple different tabs are available. MAKT data. And all and below you will see that different tabs has been given. Here I am able to click MAKT data, MARC data, MARD data. Okay, all the data is downloaded here. All of the fields has been downloaded, whatever has been maintained. Okay, that was a quick functionality to show you that how you can quickly download the data by using Fiori application. apart from SC16 option, which is still there. Any questions before I proceed ahead?
And you have an option somewhere there to execute in background also?
This one, I don't see any option to execute in background. No, it's not there.
It's just an export program. We don't have any import for master data, right?
There are the import ones we will be discussing after we discuss the this business partner concept. We will be discussing HANA migration cockpit, where basically you can import the data.
So this export, it's almost, hello, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this export is almost like similar to ECC. There we are doing multiple steps, multiple times in SC16. Here it's in one single output, but there are different tabs for each MARA, MARC and all.
Yeah, if you would ask me, I would wish to see they combine at least 3-4 generic tables, MARA, MARC, descriptions tables. They combine it and give it as a one Excel download. That would be more easier and comfortable. But as of now, they have not given. So you need to still do some exercise of VLOOKUP to combine these different tables to create a view which you want.
Correct, yeah.
This has been given
I mean,
for
we
one
have to
different.
activate this launchpad or not required actually?
Sorry, Puneet, your voice was breaking.
This Fiori has to activate it.
Come again, Puneet, your voice is breaking a lot.
This Fiori has to be activated to execute this export master data.
Definitely, your application should be available. This is whatever we are using application. We have gone through the detailed Fiori sessions, right? You know that
Right.
how to
Correct,
get those
correct.
activated. So all the
Right.
application should be activated. All data services need to be available. Roles and authorization need to be assigned. Then only this will work. So why it has been provided in this way? Because there is another reason that this application is also used by MDG, Master Data Governance. Master Data Governance tool has some another model where basically the mass data maintenance can be handled. So they download these kind of templates and then they create a process. And by using the processes, mass data maintenance happen in MDG, Mass Data Governance, where basically separate data model would be required in the separate tabs. That is one of the another reason that separate tabs you see it, because it is linked. This application is used by MDG, Master Data Governance.
Yeah, Parvinder Tara here. So for this application, we have options to download all the table and fields from the for the material. So my question, like, is there any system impact or load or something on the system? Because most of the times we are not giving any authorization for SQVI to user, right? To have a system better performance. So if we will assign this application to user and so many users are working on this application, downloading the data from system, so system impact or something will happen for that.
System impact might be there, but this is not an end user application. This is your key user or core user application. It need not to be given to all of your end users. Your end users, they would not be dealing with the downloading of the master data. They would not require. Your key core users who are more related to the master data team, they would be given access, and they need to make sure that if they are downloading some huge amount of data, it is suggested that they should do it at some off time period. With the limited selection, it will not create any performance issue. But if you are selecting a huge amount of data, it can impact the performance. That also depend on that how many users have been logged in that time, how many users are parallelly logged and working that time also depend, and also depend what kind of HANA, what kind of database you have set it up, what kind of in memory you are having. It will also depend on those things. But definitely this is not an application which need to be given blindly to the end users. This is to be given to selective users or core users only.
Okay.
Okay, guys, any other question before I proceed and pick it up the next topic?
Hey, Parminder,
Yes, please.
I was unable to join. Just like, what was the topic we discussed earlier?
No, I have just completed the material master. One thing was pending, which is how to export the data, how to export your material master data by using Fiori application. So that is what we
Okay,
have
that's fine.
discussed.
Thanks. Yeah, can watch the recording later. And did anybody else also face the same issue with Zoom today?
Okay, what is the issue you face with Zoom?
I mean, I was unable to log in almost for first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it happens with me yesterday actually. Today it is working fine. Yesterday it was that issue for me.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so we are proceeding ahead now. We are proceeding ahead with the explanation of business partner. Okay, for some time I'm putting all of you guys on mute because whenever we discuss business partner, people are very curious and there are a lot of questions asked, which basically would be answered in my explanation. So I would be completing a set of explanation and then we would be going ahead with the question and answer stuff. Okay. So in between, if you have any question, please type the question into the chat window and please also raise your hand if you have a question in between. Okay, so we are now going to start our new topic, which is business partner. The first thing we are going to discuss about business partner is exactly what is business partner. So let's try to answer what is business partner. So business partner, first thing, it is not a terminology which is coming from SAP. Okay, it is not, this terminology has not been defined by SAP. It's a business terminology. So what happens if you talk about your customer and vendor process, you would be having some vendor who is actually supplying some material to you. You got this material at plant A, okay, and this material you converted into another set of material and that you have sent to plant B. Okay, plant B has converted into a finished good and send it to your distribution center. Now your distribution center start selling this material, and this guy who has sold you the raw material came up and said that actually whatever the finished product you have produced, I also distribute it and sell it. So he is selling you the raw material as well as he is also saying I will buy. Okay, now we say that this is now my customer. Okay, so any entity, whether it is a vendor, whether it is a customer, it is defined by what? It is defined what kind of role it is performing. So in a supply chain at a different time, at a different moment, one entity can play a multiple roles. Like this entity, he is playing a role of a vendor initially, and later on this entity is playing a role of a customer. Okay, In this way, there can be multiple entities can be there. Your person can be entity, your contact person can be entity, your employee can be entity. So rather than calling them customer, rather than calling them vendor, person, employee, because they at different point of time they can play a different roles. So the right terminology which has been set it up is business partner. So we say business partner, whether it's a vendor, whether it's a customer or anything, we say it's a business partner. What kind of things he would be able to do, that will depend on the role, that what role he is doing. A business partner can have a role of a customer. A business partner can have a role of a vendor. A business partner can have a role of your freight forwarder. So these kind of multiple roles can be created for your business partner. Okay. So rather than saying it's a customer, rather than saying it's vendor, the terminology which has been used is business partner. Taking a quick pause to check if anyone has any question, you can raise your hands. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, even sorry, I think you will cover it ahead, but just had a doubt, so thought of asking. So even plants are for intra and intercompany, even plants are business partners, is it?
Plants can also be created as a business partner, but for our cycle, the business partner concept is a very big concept, which is will be covering and introduce into the multiple modules and multiple products. So for each module, plant is not required to be created as a business partner, but definitely plant can be created as a business partner also. Okay, so your retail segment, footwear segment, the plants is created as a business partner. Even those segment, plant is created as a master data. Okay, so you create a business partner master data to get created your plant. So plant has been converted into a master data rather than configuration. So yes, plant can be created as a business partner, but we would not be required for our order to cash cycle, for procure to pay cycle. There is no need to create plant as a business partner. You would be able to do your intercompany scenario without plant as a business partner.
Okay, yeah, thanks. And as well as intra also, right? STO within company.
Yes, you would be able to do it.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
So whenever we will go into the detail of business partner, you will see 100 of roles. You will see 100 of different roles are there. Those roles are there because business partner is a very big bucket which is surviving the data, or which is giving the data to the multiple modules: EWM, TM, FSCM, credit management. Multiple modules are using this concept of business partner. So you will see 100 of roles, but don't get confused. To run an order to cash cycle, to run a procure to pay cycle, we only need a limited kind of roles we will be handling and dealing with. Okay, guys. So the next thing I'm going to discuss is the next topic which we are going to discuss is why business partner concept mandatory. It is not like that the business partner has been introduced with S4 HANA. No. Business partner is already available. You can use in ECC. ECC you can use in CRM. You can use in EWM. You can use in TM. All of these products are already using concept of business partner. It is not mandatory. It is not like that the business partner is something which came up with S4 HANA. No. Business partner is already existing. So in ECC also it was already there. So now the question comes that if the business partner is already there, okay, and in S4 HANA, why it is now mandatory to create your business partner rather than customer and vendor? So what is going to happen in S4 HANA? In S4 HANA, you cannot directly create your customer. You cannot directly create your vendor. What you need to do, you need to create, rather than creating a customer or vendor, it is mandatory to create a business partner that would be linking with the customer and vendor. So the question is why this change has been done. Everybody knows that this change happened, but the very few people are able to answer that why actually this change has been happened, why actually SAP has done this change. So there are the multiple reasons why this change has happened. So I will discuss those reasons one by one. The first reason is principle of one. Please make a note whenever we talk about simplifications. The simplification doesn't only mean that it's a simplification for business, that there can be a simplification for SAP as a product. So with S4 HANA, it's not only that business process will be simplified with S4 HANA, SAP is also simplifying SAP product. So whenever SAP talk about principle of one, actually this is a simplification of a SAP product. So what was happening in ECC? I said that ECC business partner is also available in ECC. Then you have another model of creation of customer, creation of vendor, that is also available. So you can take a multiple approaches to run your order to cash. You can create your business partner, which can link with customer and vendor. And without using a business partner, you can also use directly customer and vendor. So the other two approaches are there. With going forward with SAP S4 HANA, wherever the multiple approaches are there, SAP is going forward with the futuristic approach, which has a more innovations involved to it and adopting to that, and the older approaches which they would not be enhancing anymore, which they would not be improving or putting innovations anymore, they are going to stop. So that's what they have done here with S4 HANA. They said that no direct creation of customer and vendor, mandatory business partner. So what has been simplified here? Their product has been simplified here. Okay, earlier if something they need to improve it, they need to also improve the business partner screens, business partner transaction. They need to improve the customer transaction. They need to improve the vendor transaction. Everything they need to improve it. Multiple places they need to do the improvement and innovation. Now with this limitation, they would be doing the improvement and the innovation only with the business partner. That is one of the reason. What is the another reason? The another reason is harmonization between products. So many products are already onboarded to your BP concept, your EWM, TM, CRM. Those are completely work on the business partner concept. Whenever you want to integrate between ECC with those products, the integration become more complex because one side you have customer concept, customer you need to integrate with the business partner whenever you go with the CRM or these applications. So to have a harmonized approach to simplify your interfaces, that has been adopted, the business partner concept has been adopted. Another reason is simplified the way of master data maintenance. Right now, if we want to maintain a customer and vendor master data, we are having a multiple transaction XD01, display, change, maintain at the company code level, maintain at the purchase org level, sales org level, generic client level data. Multiple transaction codes are there. Display different, create different, change different, XD transactions, VD transactions. So altogether, there are around 9 to 12 transactions are there, which basically we require to maintain a multiple data. So they are saying that all of these old transaction to create customer and vendor would be obsoleted, and now we would be able to do each and everything with the transaction BP or with the Fiori application. We need not to have a multiple transaction codes to maintain data, maintain, create, change, display. All of the things either using a single Fiori application or using a BP transaction, we would be able to do it. So that is also, this approach also simplified the way of maintenance of master data. Business partner give you opportunity to define time dependent data. So the roles which you would be creating, you can create a time dependent roles. Okay, so for certain time period, a vendor would be acting as a customer, and after that, that role would expire. You can also define address as a time dependent. For a particular year, the address is there. After that, they are switching it. For the next year, you can maintain another address. So time dependent parameters can be maintained with the business partner. Yeah, so it is a simplified way of master data harmonizations, principle of one. Then we are having a, we would be able to maintain time dependent data. Then the another reason is easy adoption to advanced modules. Within the ECC also, there are some add-on modules are there. Let's say the FSCM. If you want to adopt to FSCM module, you need to adopt to the business partner, financial supply chain management module. Okay. If you want to adopt to this module, you need to adopt within the ECC also, although it's a part of ECC, but it works on the business partner model. You need to adopt to the business partner. If you are not adopted to the business partner, you would not be able to use. So what was happening is that whenever a customer want to switch to FSCM, there is a hesitation that first they need to rework on their master data. They need to convert your customer and vendor into the business partner, and then you would be able to, go ahead with the maintenance of with the adoption to this new modules. So with this approach, when you are on the business partner, any advanced module, you need to pick it up like FSCM, you would be able to quickly adopt it. And now it also has a dependency on some another things. Let's say this also has a dependency of credit management. Credit management is also simplified, and the reason is same, principle of one. So the principle of one, there are the multiple ways to handle credit management. One way is the finance way. Another way is that we can handle the credit management through our sales way. So through our sales credit management we can do, or for finance also, through FSCM also we can do. So with the principle of one, credit management has been simplified, and we need to go through now FSCM credit management. Your SD credit management would not be available. Now, when you want to adopt to FSCM credit management only work with the principle of business partner. So again, you need to adopt to business partner. So due to all of these reasons, due to all of these multiple reasons, SAP has decided to go ahead and make business partner as a mandatory. And one more reason is there that now a lot of things they are going to be as a embedded. So to do the embedded EWM, which work on the business partner concept, to work with the embedded TM. So these modules which are embedded, it is a much easy architecture, technical architecture is there. If the whole S4 HANA itself work on the business partner concept, the embedded EWM and TM technical architecture has been highly simplified because of that concept. Okay, so sometime what will happen when we approach with the business partner, your business will not see any benefit. They want to run order to cash cycle, and to run order to cash cycle, now they need to maintain a business partner. We will say that this is a simplification, but from that simplification, business will not see any benefit out of it, because that simplification is not only the business operation simplification, and I don't see that there is any for, if you see order to cash, procure to pay, there is hardly any business operation simplification. This is more towards the product simplification. This is more towards the technical architecture simplification for SAP. Okay, so many times business would be coming back that this is a headache for them. They need to work on a lot of things, especially when it is a conversion project. It is a big headache to convert all of your customer vendors with the business partner. Okay, so it's not always that the business would be getting benefit out of it, but the overall benefits would be there if they will see for the longer term that they need to switch to the FSCM modules, they need to switch to EWM, TM, then from longer term, definitely the benefits would be there. I will take a quick pause here to check if you have any question, you can proceed ahead. You can unmute yourself and you can proceed ahead with questions.
Yeah, Parminder, I was slightly confused here. When you said here there won't be difference between customer or vendor, if there's the same partner, would he have, when you say business partner number, if he acts as a customer and a vendor, would he have one number or would it be two numbers still?
Okay, I would be explaining it in very detail. That's very complex topic. The number range, it can be both. It can be single number or it can be also two different numbers. We'll be having a detailed discussion on that.
And the second question was, right now we have business partners in CRM and the same customer in ECC. Again, it's the number range question only. In ECC, we would have one number range maintained. In CRM, different. So going forward in business partner, do you mean to say it will be the same number in both the place?
Again, both possibilities are there. I would be touching and explaining in very detail the number range concept, because that is the one which creates a lot of confusion and problem within the project. Both options are there. Okay. You can go ahead with the same number of business partner and customer, and you can also go ahead with the different numbers.
Yeah, thank you. And one more thing was on the final part, when you said easy adoption FSCM, what do you like? And you said we are completely doing away with the sales credit management. So
yeah. So SD credit management, that is also one of our topic. We'll be discussing part of simplification. SD credit management has been gone away, and now we need to, if you want to implement credit management, we need to use the object FSCM. In ECC, we have two objects to maintain the credit management. You can adopt through the financial supply chain management, or you can have a SD credit management. In S4 HANA, only FSCM credit management is there. SD credit management is not available.
okay. Would that mean that the credit block, check, the typical transactions which we use, we are doing away with that also, or that still remains only? How does it work?
Few transaction has been gone. One transaction is still there.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
So Parminder, are you like covering like if it is in conversion, how these steps has to be followed, like the customer and vendors, how
yeah,
they will? Okay, okay.
We'll be covering it. We'll be covering it.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
So the FSCM, like, who will be in charge of it? Is it the FI folks or the sales and distribution?
Now this is an integration area between FI and SD, but now it would be more handled by the finance guy. Finance guy would be responsible for your credit management part, but it need to be handled with the integration with the sales, where basically your SD guy would be having a requirement, and he would be telling that that wherever the credit management is required, and some set of configurations finance guy need to maintain in FSCM by taking inputs from your SD guy. But whole sole responsible for credit management would go under the bucket of finance.
So it will be only a small portion of the work where the SD guy will be responsible.
Yeah, SD guy operational wise, they would be having a full impact because the testing, the blocks would be happening, then getting them unblocked. But maintenance and the configuration point of view, it would be done by the finance guy.
Okay.
But taking a requirement and then setting up a master data and then doing a testing wherever the block is happening, why it is happening, how to unblock it, that part still need to be done by a SD guy. Any other questions, guys, before I proceed ahead?
So does that mean the table structure will also shift from like KNA1 to something like BUT 000?
Yeah, so that is the one next I am going to discuss, that when you will be creating a business partner, what would be kind of data model impacts would be there. Okay, guys, so if we don't have any other question, we are going ahead and with our next topic, which is your business partner data model. So in business partner data model, what would be happening? I would step by step tell you that we are going to create a business partner and we are going to extend it to the multiple roles. As I said that now business partner works on the concept of roles. Okay. So whenever we are maintaining a business partner, we are actually maintaining a role of a business partner. So let's say we are creating a business partner BP001. This is my business partner. And I am creating it, a role for it. So the first role we do it is a generic role. We create a business partner as a generic role. Let's say 00000. This is a generic role. When we create this as a generic role, we maintain the generic data, which is not relevant to any customer, which is not relevant to any vendor. It's a very generic data. Let's say what is the name of the organization and what is the address of the organization, that has been maintained here. Okay. So any customer or vendor do we have at this time? System create any customer or vendor? No. There is no customer or vendor. There is just a business partner. Then what is the tables which will get updated? Here your main table, the first table is BUT 000, and then you are having a table BUT 020 and BUT 100. Tables get updated. BUT 100 for role. This would be having your address information, and this would be having your generic information about business partner. So these are the tables which will be getting updated when you create a business partner. Right now, neither it's a customer nor it's a vendor. Now we would be extending this business partner BP001. We will be expanding it to FLCU00 role. This is your customer company code. So by extending it, we will be creating it as a customer and we will be maintaining its data at the company code level. Okay, so what will happen? Here customer would be created. The customer number can be BP001 or it can be CU001 or it can be any another number. Just for reference, I am giving this is a customer number or this is a this can be same as a business partner number or it can be a different number. That we'll be discussing in detail, that how this number would be created, what kind of configurations would be there. Now, but with this update, you have seen that customer has been created. If customer has been created, still your tables need to be updated. So what tables need to be updated? Your standard customer master table, KNA1, KNB1 need to be updated. Okay. So here what is happening? Now here a customer has been created. The data model for customer is not changing. The data model for customer is as it is. Customer is as it is. What are the things is changing? Rather than creating it a customer, we are extending a business partner to a particular role. And with that extension at the back end, system is automatically creating a customer. Okay, and system is updating this KNA1, KNB1 table. The another table which would be linking your business partner and customer would be CVI cust link. So this CVI cust link would be having, CVI is customer vendor integration with the business partner. This would be having a linkage of this number and this number. So the number can be same. Even though the number can be same, they are both are different objects. So the linkage should be there. And the number can be different also. Even though the number are different, the linkage would be there in this table where the mapping can be easily identified. Now I am going ahead. I will be extending this BP001 to another role, which is my FLCU01. This would be your customer sales organization. This would be your customer sales organization role. Okay. As soon as you would be able to extending a customer sales organization, your BP001 and CU or CU001. This is or, not the two customer code would be created. Either this or this is still there. What change will happen? Your KN, I think VV is the table, KN VV table will get updated and other tables related to your business part, other tables related to your partner roles will also get updated. Okay. Then let's say if the same business partner, or it can also be example of another business partner which need to be created as a vendor. The same business partner would only be extended as a vendor if the same entity is doing both roles. So let's say this entity is doing both roles. So BP001 is also now acting as a vendor. So for that, what we need to do, we need to extend it to another role. FLVN00. FLVN00 is your vendor company code. So with your vendor company code, when you will be extending to this, either the same number BP001 would be created as a vendor, or you can have a VN001 as a vendor number that would be created in the system. So with this creation, your vendor tables LFA1, your LFB1 would be updated, and then here another table CVI underscore vend underscore link would be updated. Okay, vendor has been created and the link also set it up between this business partner and this. Now this number is a vendor number, either this or this. Both numbers can be there. We'll discuss it, that concept. Now you say that you also want to extend this vendor to the purchase order. So BP001 FLVN01 role, you would be extending it to vendor purchase organization. So whenever you would be doing extension of this BP001, the vendor has been already created, only the purchase org data would be extended. So the table, if I remember correctly, is LFVV. Table will get updated in this case. Your purchase org LFM1, I think, sorry. So that data would get updated. So one thing I want you noted down, guys, here. You see the right hand side from here to here. Let me highlight it. This is a data model, not this one. This is the new tables. This is a data model which generally you have it for your customer and vendor. The same data model is existing as it is. Okay. The same data model is existing as it is. There is no change in the data model for customer vendor. Only thing on top of it, we are having some additional tables where the business partner will also get saved. Okay. So because your data model is not changing for customer and vendor, there are very minimal impact on the operations of your order to cash or procure to pay. Although the master data will change, but the operation side, if you will see, whenever you create a sales order, whenever you create a purchase order, will not be talking about business partner. We'll still be talking about customer and vendor, which is already available in your master data, which is getting created automatically. But all order to cash with your sold to party and ship to party concept, which is actually linking to your customers, would be the same concept, because the same customer is available in the tables, the data model, only that how the tables is getting updated, how your old data model is getting updated, that has been changed. So because of that, there is a minimal impact on the order to cash and procure to pay cycles, because the same data model exists. Some people also say, I don't know from where they get the information, that the business partner has been adopted to reduce the data footprint. Personally, I don't see any reduction in the data footprint. Definitely data footprint reductions are there with S4 HANA, and you should be answer it very clearly, because we have gone in very depth of it, how the data how the data footprint reduction has happened, but not because of the business partner. Business partner at this end, if you will see, it is just increasing the more data. Okay, it is not a very huge amount of data because it's only handling the master data, but it is not reducing your data footprint. If that somebody is giving that reason, that's not a very correct reason to adopt to the business partner. It doesn't reduce your data footprint. Okay, there are another reasons which can be beneficial. You should be knowing the right reason why business partner has been adopted. Now I'm taking a quick pause to check if you guys have any questions on this. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Will these roles be same for person, organization, and group when a business partner is created?
Will this, sorry, come again?
So when we create a business partner, we have an option to create it as a person or an organization or a group, right?
Yes, yes, we have different options. The tables which get updated would be different. This is for the organization.
Okay.
The BUT tables would be the same, but the different tables which get updated will depend on the role you select. So when you select a group, we will not be using a group at all. Neither group is used in order to cash nor procure to pay. It is used in another modules, the finance modules. It has been used for order to cash, procure to pay. We don't use group. Okay, person we would be using it when you create a person, a contact person would be created. So for contact person, we have a data set, we have a different role, and based on that role, that tables would get updated. And this all which I have explained will be creating under organization.
So you, what you meant was KNVP, KNVK, those are not updated, or would that also, like you said, contact partner?
No, those
So
standard tables get updated.
that those get updated. Okay.
Those get updated.
So is there a category concept also?
Sorry, come again, Jazik.
Is there a category concept also, as somebody else mentioned, like so in CRM and other things? So there is a person, organization, so that's taken care by category, and then you have the roles.
Yes, exactly the same concept is there. So we'll go through that. We'll see how to select person, organization. Exactly the same way the business partner is there in your CRM, EWM, TM. The same way is available in ECC also. The same way the maintenance would be happening. Only the thing is that in CRM you would be having a different roles which you would be using. EWM would be using different roles. FSCM would be using different roles. For our order to cash and procure to pay, we will be largely using these 5 roles which I have mentioned. Generic role, FLCU00, CU01, FLVN00, and FLVN01.
If we speak of single source of truth in terms of tables, so will it be the BUT tables or still like KNA and LFA?
That concept doesn't apply here when we talk about single source of truth. Basically, in finance, we are having a new table, ACDOC, which is combining a lot of things and giving you everything from ACDOC. Then in the material document, we have seen that material document header and material document item has been combined together, and that is giving us the single source of truth for the data for the material document. Here it is not, your BUT 000 would not be having a data which is there in KNA1, KNB1. Okay, so KNA1, KNB1 still is having a separate set of data. KNBB is having still separate set of data, and BUT 000 is only storing a generic data for your business partner.
So from user perspective, so currently say purchasing team with finance and sales team with finance, they have their own kind of say master data team, kind of a data compliance team. So this business partner, when we say, so once we go with this business partner, it will be kind of who like I'm just confused, like who will create this? Like it will be a one person, right?
No. The still concept would be same. The multiple people would be there. The finance related data finance team need to be created. That depends that what kind of master data team and model you have. If you are having a multiple teams creating a multiple set of data, still with the BP transaction, by controlling it through the authorization of the roles, you would be assigning different roles to the different people. That one person is only able to create company code level data, and another person would be able to create your sales org level data for the business partner.
So the number generated, I'm not sure, like business partner has a number, right?
Yeah, so this is the left hand side which I have mentioned here. Yeah. That is your business partner number.
Okay, so then it has to be kind of, sorry, go ahead.
This is your business partner number. Yeah. And one of them, not both of them, one of them would be your customer number.
Okay. Yeah, then it has to be kind of some flow, like sequence, right? One after other, they have to go in the transaction and create for the same number.
No, I will tell you one concept here. You have seen here, all the data model is intact. It has not changed. It is as it is, right? Yeah. Because of that reason, all of the configuration also is intact. Still you need to create an account group. Still you need to create the same set of data which you require to create a customer. Okay, only thing is the both would be linked to each other. So what we do, I will go into the next steps, that whenever we create a business partner, we do the auto creation, automatic creation of this number, so that user need not to manually put the customer and vendor number. Customer and vendor number would automatically come, either internal number or as an external number can be put it as the same number, but that should be coming automatically.
Okay.
Okay, so if the configurations have been done in the right way, the number, seeing a number that what number has been generated should not be a problem. The only thing is that you need to control the duplicacy. It should not happen that finance guy has created a customer, which also happen in ECC. They have created a customer 1001 and some another has created a customer 1002. Okay, they have created a company code data for this one and they have created a sales org data for this one. These both are the same entity. So that kind of duplications you need to control it, that for the same thing you don't create a two different customer or two different business partner.
Okay. Yeah, maybe yeah, it will be clear in next to this. Yeah.
Yeah. You would be having more clarification when I explain the next part.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Thanks.
Any other question, guys? Do we have any other question before we proceed ahead? Yeah, Subodh, you can ask. Do you have any question? Just saw this message.
No, I already asked. It was in between, so
Okay.
I asked it already. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So if you don't have any another question, let's proceed ahead. I would be just highlighting before we go into the system and see the configuration and this numbering concept. I would be explaining you a little bit on the conversion part. Okay, guys. So now we are going to discuss that what would be going to happen in the case of conversion. Okay. Business partner conversion. So what we have seen that in S4 HANA, we are creating business partner. With the creation of the business partner, your customer is getting updated. Your vendor or contact person also would be the same concept, would be getting updated. So your business partner is linked with your customer and vendor. First, we are creating a business partner that is linking with your customer and vendor. Okay. If we discuss about ECC, what is there in ECC? In ECC, we are having customer. So in ECC, customer would still be there, already existing. Vendor would be there, already existing. So customer would be there, already existing. Vendor would be there, already existing. The another thing which would be coming up is if you want to link it to the business partner, the linkage here, it is the linkage from business partner to customer. Here we need to set up a linkage from business partner, from customer to business partner, from vendor to business partner. So that linkage we need to set it up. Okay. Once we set it up, this linkage, then only you would be able to go and do your conversion. So what do this mean? And this need to happen only for the conversion guy. Please don't get it misconcept that for every S4 HANA project you need to do it. If you are moving from ECC to S4 HANA with the greenfield implementation, then this linkage is not required. But if you want to move from ECC to S4 HANA with the concept of conversion, you see that the business partner is linked with the vendor, business partner is linked with the customer. So that linkage is mandatory. So anything which is coming from in S4 HANA as a customer, it need to be linked with the business partner. Anything which is coming in S4 HANA as a vendor, it should have a mandatory link with the business partner. So now the configuration which we'll be doing here, the opposite configuration we need to do here. So here we do the config where we mention it that we will be mentioning it that with the updation of business partner, the configuration is from BP to customer. The synchronization is from BP to customer. Here we cannot do BP to customers because customer and vendors are already existing. Okay. So what we say that the BP would be controlled through customer and vendor. So here the linkage would be the customization linkage would be customer to BP and customer to vendor. What do this mean? This means that whenever a customer would be created in your ECC system, if a new customer would be created, if the configuration is there, a business partner would be automatically created. Okay, whenever this should be vendor to BP. Whenever a vendor is created in your ECC system, at the back end, the business partner would be updated. So here this business partner is updating at the back end. Okay. And other way around in S4 HANA, your customer and vendor was there at the back end, automatic. So that synchronization would be opposite. And we need to do this kind of synchronization only because the customer and vendors are already existing. We don't have any control, they have already been created. So what we do, existing customer and vendor, there is a mass transaction available. With that mass transaction, we would be, after doing all the configuration, we'll get linked all the customer with business partner, we'll get linked all the vendors with business partner. And after that customization has been done, post that if the new customer has been created, as soon as you will save the customer at the back end, it will also create automatically a business partner. Okay, so that is the concept basically you need to take in mind, and this need to only happen in case of conversion. I will take a quick pause to check if you have any questions. You can go ahead and ask yourself. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Ravinder, you were saying the customer to business partner backend automatically created. What does it mean actually?
It means that when you will be saving a customer at the back end, a business partner would be created, and your customer CVI cust link table will get updated, which will be linking both your customer.
Already existed, right? Customer master.
Customer master already existing. You need to go with the transaction mass. Mass cockpit is there. I will show you that transaction. You need to run that transaction. You need to run that program. That would be your existing customer, whatever the existing customer would be there, it will link with the BP. It will create a BP and it will set up the linkage through the mass transactions. Mass CVI cockpit, that kind of transaction is there. I will show you. That you need to run in ECC.
But why they say that very complex this conversion, BP conversion actually?
Okay, the BP conversion is very complex because whenever you would be touching this customer to BP, whenever system will try to create from customer to BP, there will be two issues. One issue for the BP, there is a certain set of things which would be mandatory. Let's say your email address would be mandatory. Okay, your PIN code would be mandatory, or some text information would be mandatory. So you need to maintain those information first in the customer so that it can be maintained in the business partner. Okay, and another thing would be happening whenever system try to put that link between customer and BP, the customer master data is also open in change mode. So what happen if you are having a very old data, what you have done the changes of some of the fields you have created as a mandatory fields in the customer itself, but you went live with your system in 2005, and 2007 you introduced three fields which was mandatory, and 2009 you introduced four fields again which was mandatory. Now the customer which is created between 2005 and 6, although you are not using those customer very often, it is just lying in the system. For those customers, when you will try to link the business partner, it will say that these three fields are missing, these four fields are missing. So this is nothing but your existing inconsistency of your master data. So there is a lot of inconsistency you would be seeing in your existing master data that will get surfaced up during the conversion. First, you need to remove all the inconsistency in your existing data. If your existing data is consistent, all of the fields which is required is maintained, the effort would be less. But the problem we see that wherever we see that master data is managed very badly, only the few customers we have seen that has done a decent job. Otherwise, we see a lot of inconsistency in the master data. That creates a problem. That increase the timeline, that increase the effort. The other thing will also depend that how many customers you would be having, how many vendors you would be having. Some companies has just handful customer, 30, 40 customers, they deal it and they do all the selling to them. Definitely the effort would be very less. Some companies is having more than 40,000, 50,000 customers. Definitely effort would be huge. Any other question, guys? Okay, if you are good with this concept, we will move ahead and I will go ahead into the system, and we will be going and we will be checking how to do the configuration and how the business partner transaction looks. And with the configuration, I would be explaining you the number range concept. Okay, so first we see some configuration, then I would be coming and explaining you the number range concept in a very detailed manner. Let the system respond. Okay, so the first thing I will just show you a glimpse of the BP transaction. Although the discussion of the BP transaction, we would be doing it little later after we discuss the configuration, after we set up the configuration. We would be doing it in both through GUI and the Fiori also. So first I will show you through GUI and then we'll go into the Fiori. Some issue with my password, just hold on. So let me log in. Okay. So let's quickly see the BP transaction. The BP transaction is the place where you would be able to do all of these things. You would be able to create, change, display, everything you would be able to do it. Okay, so right now here we are at the find business partner we are finding it by supplier number. Let's say I say from customer number. Here you can see that you can also mention the customer number, or you can just click on start. It would be bringing it all of your business partner which has been created as a customer. Okay, you can double click on anything. So let's say I want to select a specific customer with my company code, let's say A20. So this is the customer I want to select. I can double click on this, or I can also click on this one, open BP directly to display the customer. So the important thing you need to notice here, I will explain this screen again, don't get confused with this. A lot of things are there in the single screen because single transaction is there. So this is your business partner number, and here you are having a role information. So right now this is showing you the role, the general role it is showing you. Okay, that what are the things are there in a general role. Now if you go ahead and if you go to the FLCU00, you see that this fields are now more, and now on top we are also having additional company code tab. If you go to the company code, it will be showing you that this customer, this is the company code and this is the customer number. So in this case, your business partner number and customer number are same, and all the company code relevant data are there in this tab which we have maintained here. Okay, all the company code relevant data is there in these different tabs. So if you want to create a new, you just need to create on this person, which is the category, or organization. Person will be using for contact person. Organization will be using for creating your customer or vendor. Group we will not be using. So when you will be creating organization, this grouping is important. Okay, you need to first select the grouping. Now I go to the customization. I just want to show you a glimpse how a business partner would be created. We'll discuss the screen again in little detail, but let's go into the customization. So the what thing we have seen in the previous session. In the previous session, we have seen that customer and vendor are still there as it is. What does that mean? That means that all of the configurations to create a customer which was required earlier, that will also be required now also. Okay, so what is the main thing you need to create if you want to create your customer? You want to create an account group. Okay, so for our also we have created our own company code. Now we'll be going and setting up the account group. What that account group basically controls, that controls that what field would be displayed, and that also controls that what kind of what fields would be displayed and what would be the number range, what would be the number of your customer. Okay, so what kind of different accounts group would be created, that is a totally a call with the consultant need to make with the business, that how need to be grouped together, how the different customers need to be grouped together. Now here I would be going in the financial accounting. And here I would be going under account receivable and account payables, customer accounts, master data, preparation for creating customer master data, define account groups. Okay, so here I need to create an account group. I can create a new account group, or I can also copy from the existing account group. Okay, so you would see here the SG01 would already be there. So this is the SG01 account group is there. If you want to copy, you can copy from here, or if you want to create your own new account group, you can also do. Let's say we create a new account group, new entry. We are creating SG02. And what is the, I will give the same SG02 account group. I'm not going into the concept of what kind of different account group you would be required. That concept is same. The same way we need to identify that what different account groups which finance and sales team both together defines need to be defined. SG02 account group, I'm creating it here. And I will put customization request of, this is the one, SG02. So SG02 account group has been created. So what do this account group would be basically controlling, which I want to show you, is the number range. So here we need to assign number range to the account group. Okay. So if you will see our account group SG02 is blank. We need to give that number range. So whatever the number range you will be giving here, your customer number will depend on this account group. Okay. So this is a concept that your customer number is controlled through the customer account group. These kind of question has been asked a lot in the certification exam. So please make a note. And then other hand, you are having a business partner number. So from where the business partner number would become and how the syncing would be happening in both the numbers. Okay, how the syncing would be happening in the both of the numbers. Just to give you example, for SG01, the number range has been used A2. So let's say what is the A2 number range. So from here we define the number range for the account groups. I check it. A2. So this number range has been used from 2800201 and it has been mentioned as an external number range. Now I will explain you the concept how the both number range can be used as a same number range. How you will make sure that whatever the business partner you are creating it would be having a same number ranges. So for that I would be going ahead in /O. I will open the another screen. Here our maintenance of the business partner configuration would be happening under the cross application components. Within the cross application component, we would be having here two things we would be having, we would be focusing on. Please make a note, guys. Two nodes. This node, master data synchronization, we would be using to do the customization of business partner, and SAP business partner. We'll be using these two nodes to make sure that all the configurations has been done under the cross application components. So I will go under the SAP business partner. I will go under business partner, and under this I will go in basic settings, number ranges and grouping. So I have two options here, define number ranges and define groupings. So the same way for vendor, we are having an account group which controls the number range for the vendors or customers. The same way the business partner is having a BP grouping. The BP grouping controls the number range of the business partner. Okay, and the both number ranges we need to map it if we want to create a same business partner as a same business partner, same number of business partner as the same number of customer. So here also we need to create this grouping, and against the grouping we need to assign a number range. Number range is the same way we need to create. You can see here the define number range intervals. The same way we need to define a number range, we can define an internal number range and we can define an external number range. Okay. So whenever you are defining these number range, please open the both screens and make sure you sync the number ranges so that you would be having a same business partner as a customer. So where this number range, where this BP grouping is there, BP grouping would be here. So whenever you want to create a business partner, you need to define the BP grouping. If you don't define the BP grouping, there is an option available. I will show you in the customization. System can select the default business partner groupings. Okay. So now I will show you the concept of how you can achieve the same customer number and same business partner number. So let me go back here. And now I will be explaining you the business partner number concepts. Business partner number concept. So what would be happening in we are talking about S4 HANA. What would be created first in S4 HANA? First, your business partner would be created. So let's say you have given a number range for business partner. Your number here I will define whether it's an internal number range or external. So let's say you have given an internal number range. You can give anything, internal or external, you can give anything. Let's say we have given an internal number range and this is my from and to. So number range you have given, let's say 40001 to 59999. So that is the number range you have given for business partner. So as soon as you create a business partner, system will select that what is the available number from here and it will assign the available number to the business partner. And when you would be extending it to the customer, it will be creating a customer. We want to have a same number ranges, right? To have a same number range, the customer number range should be always external. Make a note. Customer number range should be always external. And the customer number range should be either same or it can be the bigger one. It can be 30000 to 999. Either it should be the same number range or it should be overlapping. And in the overlap, this would be the bigger one. Your customer should be the bigger number range. Okay, why the customer should be bigger? So let's say if your business partner has been created with, in this way, has been created with the number 40032. Now we want to have a same number for customer. When system will give the same number to customer, this range should allow to accept 40032 number. That's why this range should be either same or overlapping with the bigger number range of customer. Now once this is there, so you would be having your business partner account group, which we have created, let's say business partner group BG01. And then you are having customer account group, which is CA01. You will link both of them in a configuration and you will tick on the same number. That tick you will mention. So what happens as soon as you have mentioned this tick, whenever the business partner is created, and for that business partner you are trying to create a customer, okay, the system will check whether the number range is overlapping. If the number range is overlapping, it will try to give this number to customer. Although the number would be appearing it automatically, number would appear automatically, but internally what is happening, the business partner number is enforced into the customer number. So for end user, both numbers are internal, but technically this is the external number because business partner is passing that number to customer. Whatever the business partner is created, that number has been passed to the customer. So with that approach, when 40032 business partner number has been created, your customer also would be created with 40032. Although it's a separate object, totally separate object, but it would be following the same number. This number also can be external number, business partner, user can give it manually. Whatever the user will give manually, if the number range permits, if the customer number range permits, the same number would be given to the customer automatically. Okay. I will also explain you the concept of ECC in a little while, but let me also explain the concept of vendor. Vendor also would be following the same concept, exactly same concept. For vendor also, we would be having, so this is for customer, for vendor also, you would be having one grouping, and under that grouping, you would be creating your vendor. You would be creating your business group for vendor. That would be assigned any number range, internal, external. Okay, whatever the number range you will define here, when you define your vendor account group, your number range would be always external. And this number range of the vendor should be either same or overlapping. Overlapping with the bigger number of a vendor account group. The same concept would be there in S/4HANA for vendor also. I will take a quick break to check, a quick pause to check if you are having any question on this concept so far. You can unmute yourself if you have any question.
What is the rationale behind like using, supposing from 3000 to 999? I mean, it's understood that it is covering supposing 4000 to 6000 range.
This one?
That's right.
So your question is that why we should define this range?
I mean, why this should have extra, like there is a leeway between 3 to 4000 and 6 to 9000. Like, I mean, 6 to 99 series.
That can be the case if you are having multiple customer account groups linked with the, you are having a single customer account group linked with the multiple business partner groupings.
Mm-hmm.
So
in
it's
that
like,
case, you can have a bigger customer account group, and that is the numbers are coming from the multiple business partner account groups.
so you mean to say one sold to having multiple ship to? Is that the reason?
No, one sold to ship to, people always get confused whenever we talk about business partner role will sold to ship to. Sold to ship to has to do nothing in it. Sold to is also a customer which needs to be created as a customer. Ship to is also a customer which need to be created as a customer. If you are creating as a different account groups for sold to and ship to, and you are having a single business partner group, then you need to create a two customer account groups with the two number ranges, And you will be having an option that whether the business partner group, I created 2 groups, sold to and shipped to, or I can create a single. If you want to have a totally separate number ranges and separate fields control and everything is required, you can also create a separate business partner for ship to and sold to. Business partner group for ship to and sold to.
So then that still leaves that question open, because I was under the impression that the extra numbers are to take care of multiple ship to. So I think somebody asked this question.
Yeah,
why
so
that
extra numbers can be you are having multiple business partner groups. Okay, business partner groups are 2. You are having a BG1 group and you are having a BG2 group. BG1 group is from 100 to 200. BG2 group is from 201 to 500. They both are linked to same single customer group, customer account group, which is from 100 to 500. So if you will compare BG1 with the customer account group, this is only 100 to 200, but this is bigger. This is 100 to 500, right? But this can be created bigger to serve 2 business groups. If that kind of architecture is there, then the below can be the bigger one.
I think the start number, if you see in the below one, it starts before 4,000. So 3,000.
Just an example. That's just an example.
Oh, okay.
That's just an example. That it can be from starting, it can be bigger, or from end, it can be bigger. There can be another business partner group in the above example, which is serving the 300 to 4000, which is linked to that one.
Okay, got it.
So we can have numeric and alphanumeric combination both, right? Like BG1, BG2, one numeric and one alphanumeric.
Yes, you can have. So in this concept, what we have done, we were trying to achieve that whatever the number has been created for business partner, the same number should be created for customer. That is also a recommended approach. As per recipe, we should try as much as possible that our business partner and our customer should have a same number. Although it is not mandatory, there can be a case. Now, if you understand that, I would be explaining you another example where basically your number ranges can be different. Okay,
one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
ECC customer is already internal. Then we have to change to external in ECC before conversion.
No, don't go to the ECC. I am explaining you S4 HANA. I will come to ECC also. Okay, I will explain what ECC would be having. More challenges and more complexity would be there in ECC. Because S4 HANA is a fresh system. This is a fresh system we are talking about.
Okay. So
in case of conversion, your customer number ranges is already there, vendor number ranges is already there. There you have a more trouble.
So in the S4 HANA, customer and vendor always external, irrespective of business partner internal or external.
No, not necessary. That's what I'm going to explain in the next slide. It can be internal also. If you don't want to have a same number, if you want to have a same number, yes, it has to be external. Any other question, guys, before I explain the next part of different numbers?
Yeah, sorry. So in this example, if I want to have a same number for business partner and customer, and if vendor is external, then even the vendor will have 40032.
Yes, so this 40032 is the same number for your business partner, customer, and here if the vendor you selected, if the same business partner is also linked with the vendor, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and vendor also has given the same number range. Vendor also you have given this 4001 to 599 number range. Then your vendor can also be created with 40032. So one business partner number and same 40032 customer and same 40032 vendor.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay guys, so now I am going to explain you the another concept where basically your number would be different. So we have discussed where the numbers are same. Now we are going to discuss where the number would be different. It's not mandatory to have a same number, it is recommended, but you can also have a different numbers also. So how these different numbers would be achieved? Let's discuss. Different numbers for BP to customer or vendor. So to have a different number, it is much easier. You can create any business partner group. This business partner group is BP01. It can have an internal number. It can have an external number. And it can have any number range. Let's say it is my business partner number range is 10001 to 19999. Okay, and then my customer account group is CA01. It can also be either internal or external. It can be both. Okay, let's say it is this is also internal, this is also internal, and this number range which I have mentioned is 90001 to 9999. And then I would be linking this BP01 is linked with CA01 without a tick mentioned on the same number. Even though if you will try to mention a tick on the same number, system will not allow because your number ranges are not overlapping. So that validation is there. System will say that you cannot tick customer and vendor, customer and business partner as the same in this combination because the number ranges are not supported. So you created a business partner, system has automatically given business partner number 12321. Then when you assign it to your FLCU01 role, your customer would be created. Whatever the next number would be available, 93345. That was the next number would be available. So in this case, your business partner is 12321 is linked with the customer which is having a number 93345. The both will be linked through your CVI cust link table. Okay, but both would be having a separate numbers. That is a concept where basically your numbers would be the different numbers. Okay, we might need to go ahead with this approach. I would be discussing next for specifically when you're doing a conversion. If you're doing a conversion, you might be ending up doing this because always to have a same number would not be possible. But if you are having a greenfield implementation, having a same number is very much possible, and you should try to achieve it in a greenfield implementation. In conversion, it will depend. We will discuss next. But that is going to happen. It will not impact anywhere. You will see in the business transaction, this would not be appear. Only, it will appear only when you need to maintain credit management. Because credit management would be happening with this number. Apart from that, your sales order, delivery, shipping, all places your customer number would be used. Okay, we will not be seeing any business number in our order to cash, business partner number. Okay, I will take a quick pause to check if you got that concept. You can unmute yourself if you have any question on the different numbers.
So when you say Okay. In conversion, like after go live, we can have the same number, is it? Like if the system is set like that, after
Yes.
go live, if we create new business partner or customer or vendor.
Can be.
Okay.
Okay, if that concept is clear, I would quickly explain this thing, that what would be happening in conversion, what you need to do it, and then we'll be ending our today's class. And the business partner is little longer topic. We'll be continuing it tomorrow. The another configuration of the business partner, and then maintenance of the business partner with BP transaction and with the Fiori application. But before that, before we end our today's session, let me explain you the what is going to happen in conversion. Number range in conversion. So number range in conversion, that is the next topic, what would be happening. So we have seen that the internal, external, or setting up a same number is quite easy if it is a greenfield implementation. The challenge you would be facing in the conversion is you cannot select what should be your customer number range, what should be your vendor number range. It is already there. It is already defined. The customer has already created, vendor has already created, and with the same numbers, you are having so many transactions which is already existing. So you need to carry forward all this transaction to S/4HANA. So you cannot change your vendor account group. You cannot change your customer account group in ECC. That luxury you don't have. It is already maintained. Okay. Now, another thing you need to make a note that in ECC we are having one object is customer. Another object is vendor. Okay. This is having a predefined number range, its own number range. This has its own number range. But in S/4HANA, what we are going to do, we are combine them into a single object. Which will be having a single number range. That concept you need to take in mind, that because of that we get a lot of issues. In the customer, what happened in your ECC, you defined your customer account group C, customer group CG01. You defined your vendor group 01, VG01. You defined for this, okay, the number range is 1000 to 1999. For vendor account group, you defined your number range to, I will having a many vendors, 100 to 9999. So now what is going to happen? You would be having here one customer, which is 100. This is your Amazon USA customer. And here you are having 1000 as your, just example, China plastic supplier. So here you are having a same number 1000, but two different entities. When you will be creating a business group for them, can you create a single business group? No, we cannot. Business group is an entity. Now here they are the two entities. So for two entities, you need to create two numbers with the different business partner numbers because they are two different entities. But here the both numbers are same. So if you are having these kind of conditions where basically in ECC your customer number ranges and vendor number ranges are overlapping. Okay, if that number ranges are not overlapping, very good, you would be able to also achieve same customer, same vendor as a business partner in your conversion, also in your ECC itself also. But in this kind of condition, it is not possible to have a single business partner object 1000 which will be having the same. So we need to do some compromise. Either we compromise on the customer number, the customer would not be having the same number as a business partner, or we compromise on the vendor part. So that business need to decide where they want to do the compromise, and then generally the compromise happen for the vendor because customer is king. So for customer, you would be defining, okay, I am having my business partner customer group with number range 100 to 1999. Okay, so now 100 for customer, the business partner would be created 100, same customer as a business partner. But when you will come to vendor, you cannot use this 100199 because it has already been used. Okay, so here you need to define business partner. You can also define alphanumeric business partner vendor group. You say that I would be having an external number, and rather than doing this, I start with V00001 to V99999. Okay, so here might be your 1000 would be having your business partner number would be V00001. Your vendor number is 1000, which will link with your business partner V001. Your customer number is 1000, your business partner number would also be 1000. In these kind of conditions where in your existing system number ranges are overlapping, which might be a case, you would not be able to achieve same customer, same vendor as a business partner. You need to go ahead with the separate business partner number range. Okay, that you would be able to do it with this principle, what we have explained here. So you're in when you will move to S4HANA, you will see that business partner and vendor numbers are not same, but business partner and customer numbers are same. I will take a quick pause here to check if you have any questions. You can ask it now before we end our today's session. You can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Is there some sort of a standard mapping available for these scenarios? Like earlier also in CRM, when we used to have multiple systems, supposing you have a vendor from system X, then there was a normal tendency to create a Z attribute for that this was system 200, vendor 1001. Since it's a common thing, so is there some sort of a feature in HANA where you can see the mapping just for end user experience?
The mapping concept comes when you work with the central hub scenarios. So here what we are discussing about the core ECC scenario where we are not linking with any another system within the ECC we are talking about. So the mappings comes into the picture. Let's say you are having a master data governance as a central hub. You are having a CRM system which is connected to your multiple ECC system. There you need to have that mapping, that which business partner is coming from which system. Okay, that which landscape it is coming from, that mapping would be required. But in this concept which we are talking about a single SAP S/4HANA system. Within a single SAP S/4HANA system, how your business partner would be linked with your customer and vendor. So here the mapping would not be required.
Right.
If you link this one to MDG system, if the data would be maintained in the MDG system and you are having a one MDG system connecting with 4 S/4HANA systems, then there the mapping concept would be there. There it would be mapped that whatever the business partner is linked with whichever S/4HANA system.
Got it.
For vendor returns, we do, when we check the return flag in vendor master data, it will ask you for customer number, right? So can we give an external customer number?
Come again with
basically,
your question. Come again.
when we have returns to a vendor, okay, this is for vendor. So when we check the returns supplier checkbox, ask for customer number, right? Can that customer number be an external, or it should be the same as vendor number?
So that depends on the configuration. Again, before you do that scenario, you need to define your vendor as a customer.
Yes, that's right.
Right? You need to define your vendor as a customer. The same way, you need to first define your customer. You need to first define your business partner as a customer. That number would be same, or that number would be internal, or that number would be external. That will depend that which account group it is actually linked to.
Okay, so it can be different also. That's what you mean.
It can be different also.
So another question, you said for intercompany plans, so plans are not created as customers. We can do without.
No, I have not said that plant are not created as a customer. I have said that plant is not directly created as a business partner. So your customer would be created as a business partner, and the customer would be the same way the customer would be linked to the plant, right? For a plant, you create a customer. That concept would still be there. But the customer would be linked to your business partner, not directly the plant.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I understand, on the intercompany scenario, nothing will change. So it will be the same. Like we will raise a PO on that vendor, or it will be the same like customer vendor, what we are doing in front end transactions.
It would be exactly same. Yes. Okay, guys, any other questions before we close our today's session? Please make sure you revise these videos once you get it during the next week, because a little bit complicated concepts are there. You need to just go through one more time so that you are thorough with the concepts. Yeah, Puneet, please go ahead.
This is a generic question actually. The OSS ID and SID is same or different? Because I have OSS ID. I could not see to SAP, what is it? Maintenance planner or maybe best practices.
Okay, from where you got that ID?
From my company.
That is the S user ID with the password, right?
OSS ID with password.
How does the ID start?
S00 something.
Yeah, you should be able to do it. So what error you are receiving?
Not authorized.
Not authorized might be for maintenance planner, yes. But for you are not able to see the best practices also?
No, not able to see. That as per the, I should see that all the tax, all practices, right? As per the plan, our discussion, I could not see that those things.
Okay, that is little strange. Might be they have put it some only to create
no,
OSS
sorry. Let me rephrase it. With my own email ID and password, I can go into that. But OSS ID and password, I cannot go into that. Not authorized. Is it because ECC OSS was different from the S4 OSS?
How about the launchpad? Are you able to go to the launchpad?
No, I didn't check.
Support launchpad?
No, I didn't check.
You please also check the support launchpad, whether you are able to access it. Maybe that as user ID, the reason can be you are not able to do anything. Maybe expired or something. So first check whether you are able to.
Not expired. Newly created.
You are able. First you check whether you are able to log into support launchpad or not.
Okay.
Okay, if that is happening, I have. Okay. Maybe somebody else can also try it, so that because whenever I log in, it automatically picks up my certification as user ID and it provide me all access from there. Somebody else who is also having a S user ID from the company can you please check and let us know tomorrow whether you are able, with your company as user ID which has been given to you, you are able to access best practices or not. Maybe Tara, can you quickly check that and let us know tomorrow? Okay, so Puneet, you check the support launchpad and then we'll see whether
Sure.
SAP has put it some control. Even though if they have put it control, we'll not be able to do anything, but just I want to make sure whether it is happening with you or with all as user ID, they don't have access to the best practices.
Okay. But OSS ID and SID is same, right?
Yeah, actually it is same.
Okay.
That is given for the support purposes, so it should work actually.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay, guys, if you don't have any other question, we are closing here today's session and we'll be joining again back tomorrow to continue our learning journey on the business partners. So thank you all for joining today. We'll get back tomorrow. We'll touch tomorrow again and we'll continue our learning journey. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks.